Hi, welcome to HCS 1025 Border and Transportation and Maritime Security. My name is Dr. Keith Cozine and I will be your instructor for this course. I just want to take some time today to go over the course syllabus, the course schedule, and go over how I have this course set up in Blackboard and some of the tools I have available and how we are going to use Blackboard to move through the course material. So at this time, so I don't take up too much time, let's start by looking at the course syllabus. To do this on your Blackboard page, all you do are going to click Syllabus and click it again. And that should bring up your syllabus, but if not, you just simply click here and it should go to your downloads, and here is the syllabus for the course. I do not necessarily want to take time going through the course description or the methods of instruction. I'm going to leave that for you to read on your own. But what I do want, I'm not going to worry about the course objectives either. Again, you can read all this on your own. I have suggested readings that probably should be required readings because you're going to have great difficulty getting through this course if you do not actually purchase the required text for this course. Many of the lectures that we're going to have and the discussion questions that we're going to have are going to be directly related to this text. This text, Border Security by Phillips Daly in Konigsberg, it is available at the St. John's Bookstore. If you're not on campus or not near campus and you have to order it elsewhere, it can also be purchased online. It's available at Amazon for, it looks like, $64.60. Amazon does offer free 2-day shipping for college students if you want to click there to learn more. So if you do order it today, you're not going to need it for this assignment, obviously, but for your next assignment in Section 2, you are going to need the text because there are some required readings for that portion of the course. So you should probably order this book right away. You are going to need it. Going forward, these are the units of instruction we're going to have during the course. The first is the introduction to the course. This is what you're doing right now. There's no required readings, although if you do look in the section, there is going to be a welcome letter. It's the same one that has been emailed to you. So if you want to read it again, you can read it here, or you can just go into your email and read it. The next section, which is going to start on Sunday, is going to be Introduction to Border Transportation and Maritime Security, and each of these units of instructions will correspond with the sections on your Blackboard page over here, all the way down to Global Governance in Border Transportation and Maritime Security. I do want to go over grading with you. There is no midterm exam. There's not really a final. Your final will be your final discussion post. The only reason I call it a final is because it's worth 10 points, but you're only actually going to be posting one discussion post. Basically, the way it is going to work is that I am going to put up a discussion question up in the discussion portion of your Blackboard page, which is over here. And you are going to answer that question. The question must be posted, or your answer to the question must be posted no later than 12 a.m. for the first Wednesday or the first Sunday after that section start date. Each section starts on either a Wednesday or a Sunday at midnight. So if you are starting a section on Wednesday, your initial post will be due by midnight on Sunday. You are then going to post a response post. That is going to be due no later than 12 a.m. on the first Sunday or Wednesday after the initial post. So again, let's look at week 1. Week 1 starts at Wednesday. Your initial post is going to be due no later than Sunday at midnight. So if you wake up on Sunday morning and you haven't done your initial post, you are not going to get credit for that post. So make sure it's done before Sunday. Your response post for section 1 will then be due by midnight on Wednesday. So if you wake up on Wednesday morning, your response post is not submitted, you will not get credit for that response post. This will kind of make more sense when we actually look at the course schedule. The length of each post to properly address what I'm asking for is going to be your initial post is going to be 250 to 500 words. Your response to another student's post is going to be 75 to 100 words. And your response to questions or comments on your post is going to be between 150 and 200 words. Each discussion post, the total, all three, are going to be worth 10 points. Okay, so 5 points for your initial post, 2 points for your comment or questions on another post, and 3 points for your response post, totaling 10 points. So here's kind of how it works. I'm going to ask you a question or a series of questions on the discussion board. You're going to write or answer those questions in the discussion thread. That is your initial post. Then you're going to look at other students' posts and you're going to comment on what they have written or ask them a question about their initial post. You are then going to respond to any comments or questions that are put to your post. That'll be the last point, 3 points. If no other student comments on your post, don't worry about it. I'm going to be going in probably on the Wednesday after or the Sunday after the posts are due and writing questions or comments on everybody's post. And this is the way I'm going to give you feedback on whether or not you're grasping the course material or some other areas that you may want to consider. And then in your response post, you can either respond to what I wrote about your post, or if another student asked a question or made a comment about your post, you can respond to that. And that is going to be what's worth the 3 points here. Hopefully this is somewhat clear. If not, just send me an email and I'll be more than happy to try and clarify it for you. All posts must reflect a collegial attitude and be free of grammar and spelling errors. I don't want any slangs or jargons or obscenities or anything like that. I just want to see that you're writing your response in some sort of professional manner. Going back to the grading, there are 10 sections. Each section's discussion posts are worth 10 points. For a total of 100 points, okay? Because of that, it is essential that you do answer all discussion posts on time. Since other students are relying on your posts to complete their assignments, I cannot tolerate late posts. If something does come up and you let me know ahead of time, we can try and work something out to figure out what else you're going to do to complete those requirements. But if you do not reach out to me ahead of time via email or any other means, I am not going to allow you to make up those 5 or 10 points, whatever it ends up being in the long run. So it's very important, if you do come across some sorts of emergencies, that you do stay in contact with me and let me know what's going on. Like I said earlier, if a discussion post is due at midnight on Wednesday morning, I'm probably going to be going in and looking at the posts and seeing who did and did not. If they're due on Sunday, I'm going to go in on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon and take a look at what is, who wrote posts and who didn't, and I'll be grading them accordingly. So there's really not a lot of leeway here. One other thing, obviously this isn't a classroom, but still, all students must maintain a scholarly, professional, and courteous tone in all discussion points and any other interaction with students and instructors. I know you're all adults, so I hope that isn't an issue that we're going to have over the course of the next 5 weeks. Now I want to take a look at the course schedule. Okay. Go up here to my downloads. And hopefully some of this will help you understand better what is going to be required of you with these discussion posts. So here we have section 1. Section 1 is basically what you're doing now, and it starts the first day of class, July 9th. What are you going to do? You're going to do the required readings, any additional course resources posted to Blackboard. Okay, so here we have, let's look at section 1. Here are your required readings. It's your welcome letter, okay? Section 2, what are your required readings? Your required readings is going to be Border Security, your text, Phelps, Chapter 1, pages 3 through 26. That is what your required readings are going to be. Here, if there's any other videos or any other course content, links to anything, I will be placing them here. Just to let you know, this text doesn't cover everything I'm going to be covering in the course, so 2 or 3 of the sections are actually going to have some outside readings that I'm going to provide to you. They will either be in the form of a web link or a PDF file of an article or something. And don't worry, I'm not going to expect you to read a 100-page article in 3 days. Everything's going to be 25 pages or less. Probably less than 15, to be honest with you. So this is where you're going to find the required readings for each of the courses. All right. So basically, this is how it's going to work. You start on July 9th. Okay. On July 13th, which is Sunday in this case, you are going to have your initial post, which I'll show you in a second how you're going to do that. Then on July 16th, at midnight, which is going to be the following Wednesday, you are going to have your response posts due. That means you are going to have commented on one of the other students' posts or asked a question about their post, and in addition to that, respond to any comments or questions that have been posted to your initial post. So again, that could be from me or another student. All right? The truth of the matter is, on July 16th, you actually have 2 assignments due, because on July 13th, when your initial post is due, you actually are starting section 2, and in this case, the topic is going to be an introduction to border transportation and maritime security. Okay, so you're going to start the readings by then. On the 16th, when your response posts are due, your initial post on section 2 is going to be done. So after your first post on July 13th, every date after that, you're going to be required to do 2 posts. Your initial post on that section, but also your response post from the previous section. If this is unclear to you of what's being expected of you, please feel free to send me an email, or if you want my phone number, I'll give you my phone number. You can give me a call and we can discuss it. Don't call the phone number on the syllabus right here, because I am not on campus, so you're going to leave a message, and I'm there probably once every couple of weeks, so you'll probably be halfway done with the course before I actually hear your message. So please send me an email, and we'll make up a time for us to call, and we'll take it from there. Right? So as I said, here you go. You have sections 1 through 10. Each one of these are going to be worth 10 points. The one thing I do want to call your attention to is section 10. Section 10, you are going to only have 1 post, and this is what I'll call a final exam. And it's worth 10 points, so it's just going to be 1 post. The question is going to probably be related to this specific section, but kind of relate it back to the previous sections as well, to see how well you kind of understand the course material in its entirety, and that's why it's only 1 post, and it's going to be worth 10 points more than anything else. So this is a course schedule. Again, any questions, please let me know. At this point, what I do want to do is go over some of the other things that you're going to need for the course. The next time you look at this, before section 2 starts on Sunday, you are going to have a integrity lecture, which is basically what you're looking at now, but instead of you seeing Blackboard, you will be seeing a presentation by me with my voiceover over it, and basically lecturing on the course content related to this particular section. This is going to be the exact same lecture and exact same material that is going to be delivered to students who are taking this in a traditional classroom format in the fall. You're getting the exact same material. This is the exact same course that is being offered in the classroom in the fall. The only difference is that you are doing it online, and they actually have to show up to class and are be held into a schedule. I personally think that if students who are really dedicated and really interested in a subject, to be honest with you, I think you actually get more out of the online environment than you do within classroom, depending on how much you interact and how much effort you put into your discussion posts and so on and so forth. Regarding interaction and discussing things with me and not fully understanding the material, I do want to show you an interesting feature of Tegrity. To do that, I'm going to have to actually go to another course for a second. So let me see if I can find that. And this is what it'll basically look like as I start loading in these courses. Okay, so here is a course I did online last semester. Here are the variety of Tegrity classes. Okay, so here's my sessions for this course. Hopefully it'll pop up without logging me out. So let's look at week 13. I'll just start at the beginning. Hopefully it's not, I actually don't want it necessarily to play because I don't want the voiceover to go over this course. But this is what it's going to look like. The one thing that's really good here is this part right here, bookmarks and notes. Or actually, let me show you this. Is really important. If you're watching the presentation and you have a question or something you don't understand or need further clarification, or you just think you have an interesting point that you'd like to share with me as the instructor, you go right here to question and you click on that. And what this allows you to do is you can send me a message or your question, and you just click send. So here, let me give you an example. Then I'm going to send this message, and hopefully it'll pop into my email. I'll see if it blinks when it does. So if you have a question about what your presentation is actually about the presentation at that time, is going to you can go ahead and ask that question and send it to me, or make a comment and send it to me. You can do the same thing here as well. You can add a comment like not sure what you can add that, and it'll go right up here, 00. It's going to send a message saying that I'm not sure what you mean here, and it will go into the log, so when I go in and look at the course, I can see that you have a question or don't understand that, and I can kind of address it. The good news is with that is I can address the question to the entire class. The bad news is it's only as good as when I come in and check on it. If you do it the other way and send me the message, I'll eventually get it in my email. See right here? Hi, I sent that question. It lets me know exactly what course it was, week 13, that you have a class. And I can just click in here, and it'll take me right to that portion of the recording that you had a question. So I'll know exactly what you're talking about right away. So if you do have questions on the actual presentation, I suggest you use this section rather than this, but either way it'll work. You'll just get a lot quicker answer from me if you use this, because as soon as I have my email open after you have the question, I'll know you are unclear about something, and I can address that with you right away. Okay, so course schedule, that's the Tegrity classes. You kind of saw how that works. If you do, it's kind of hard to say now because obviously if you're listening to this and watching this, you already have an idea of how to get to Tegrity. But that will hopefully give you a good thing, but I did want to share that feature with you. Just bear with me while I get back to that course. Okay, so here we are, integrity courses. We have the different sections we went over. The only other thing we have to add is discussion. So I've already posted the first discussion question for this course, and here it is. Tell the other students and I a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What is your background, i.e. academic background, job or military history, outside interests? Why are you taking this course? What do you hope to learn? What do you think is the most pressing issue related to border transportation and maritime security we face today? Right, so I'm kind of asking you a little bit about your impressions of the subject before you actually do any readings. To respond to this question or respond to this discussion board is real simple for those of you who haven't used it in the past. You simply click on the question and you create a thread. Right, and you're going to type in a subject, and it can be whatever you want. I suggest using name, so that way I know right away whose it is. Here I have Keith Kozine, instructor, and you can type in your response. What I do suggest you do is you write your response ahead of time, and you either upload it as a file or cut and paste it into this part here, your message. I usually use the cut and paste method, and I have my answer written out ahead of time. So I cut and paste. Okay. And here, if you look here, I have my discussion question. And I'll leave it to you guys to go back and read it. And this will count as one of your, if you can go in and respond to my post, this will count for section 1 for one of the portions of your response post where you're actually going and commenting on another post. So let's see. Well, first let's show you how to submit it. You simply hit submit. And now you've created a thread in here. All right, so we have one thread. It's total post 1, unread. It's saying 0 because this is the instructor version. So here's a post. I want to go in and look at it. All right, and now I want to reply to it. All right, so very simple. I hit reply, and I write my reply. As you can see, I have a very low opinion of myself. But what you would do is you type this in. Just a reminder of what the length of your response posts and your comment posts are. This would not be a sufficient response to the actual initial post. Something more relevant would be something like, I'd want to hear your research regarding border security, intelligence, and terrorism really sound interesting. I have my own interest in the field, which is this. I'd like to hear more about your research, and so on and so forth. But you go ahead and you type what your post is. And again, I'm just doing something really basic. And submit. And there you can see, here's your initial post and here's the response post. You can have, if there's a really, really good initial post, which I'm not saying this is, you may get more than one response post. So in that case, you go ahead and pick which one you want to respond to. In that, what I do ask you do when you do respond to it, you either reply directly to it, or you can reply to the initial thread, although I prefer this one, but please indicate which one you're responding to. You can do it any way you want, but response to Kozine. No, it does not sound all that cool. Okay? And you hit submit. And it's all done. You're all set. All right. So that's how you're going to use the discussion post, and that is going to be what you're going to be graded on. So please keep in mind the minimum requirements for each post. If you're not reaching those minimum requirements, chances are your post is not going to meet the content that I'm looking for. Those of you who have had me in the past know exactly what I'm talking about. So that is the course in a nutshell. Sorry for taking up so much time and having you to listen through this, especially those people who are familiar with it. But I do have to go through all this for those of people who are not familiar with it. So wish you the best of luck as you progress through the semester, and please, or I should say the summer session. And please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. I'm usually working on other projects throughout the day and have my email open. So I will get back to you as soon as I see your message. And if not, if it's later in the night, because that's when you prefer to do work, I usually am on my computer no later than 9:30 in the morning. One other caveat, next week, starting on Monday, I will be out of town for 3 or 4 days. I will be checking my email, but I'm going to be tied up most of the time during the day. So if you send something to me during the day on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I probably won't be getting back to you until after 6 or 7. But I will be checking my email every night and every morning before I get involved in everything else I'm doing. All right. So again, if you have any questions, please contact me through email, or if you need to speak on the phone, we can make those arrangements as well. And best of luck to you over the next 5 weeks, and I really hope you enjoy the course and get a lot out of it. Thanks.